Good morning, Amanda. It's Eugene Irvin, and it's about 9:40 a.m. This is Friday, and I just sent you a text a minute ago. I thought, why don't I just do a live little video for her? And what I'm going to show you is kind of world-shattering, and so I understand that. I want you to know that I've certainly been in contact with and worked with some of the world's leading experts as it relates to these subjects, including Steve Quayle, and several others. He's a noted author, and he's been on Coast to Coast AM innumerable times, over 40 times, I think. And he's kind of a big shot in his own little realm, and he's written books about giantism. And yesterday I'm talking to some guy, and I was almost ready to jump up and down because he was awake enough to say, "Well, hey, that looks like a T-Rex." Of course, it's got that very distinct dinosaur shape there that is undeniable. You can see the hind quarter, the leg there. Tail's missing. We're looking at millions of years of, being frozen in the ice, etc. An interesting feature about this one, note the teeth are gone, and the fact that the head has been cleanly severed, okay? That's an important fact that I was gonna almost omit, because giving people all of this information at one time, Amanda, is too much. And what's more is that there has been a very clandestine group really kind of operating out in the open for so long that they've known about this. This is not a secret to the upper echelons of the scientific community, the intelligence community, and the Defense Department. And so that's how, in some respects, I came into this information. Do take a good look at this. Excuse that noise. You can see right here. Okay. Look at the abdomen there. You can see the antennae, the long neck, and the head. Dear, you're looking at a tree stump, okay? Let me put this on the scale for you, and we can talk about giantism. Do you see the scale? It's down there at the bottom right. That dinosaur is over a mile long, okay? This is not conjecture. This is not a matter of opinion. This is Google Maps, okay? You're looking at it. So if that's a little bit questionable in your mind, which, I'll give you that, it's okay. Let's go ahead and note the fact that nature does not make pyramids, dear, okay? Let's take a good look at that, okay? I'll go ahead and give you the coordinates. There they are. This is Antarctica, okay? That's a pyramid. I'm not even gonna try to explain what you're looking at right there, but it's got 6 legs, okay? And it's huge. Of course, 3 of the legs there are buried. You can see 3 of them on the outer side there, okay? That's amazing what I've just shown you. Let me take you back over here real quick, if I might, okay? And you got a good look at that neck. I'm not going to show you the giant reptilian. It's too conspiratorial minded for people. I want you to know that I used to go arrowhead hunting a lot. And I had friends who are flint knappers, and they make arrowheads, and I've lived on an Indian reservation, and I've been, immersed in native cultures, particularly Native Americans, since, I was a very young man, and really immersed by the time I was an adolescent and a teenager. And so this is a textbook style. This is probably the weapon that cut that neck, okay? I'm not even gonna put it on the scale. I'm not even gonna do it. But what I'm gonna show you here are arrowheads and flint knaps, just like you would find. Look at them. Look at them. I mean, they're perfect. Perfect. And I haven't showed this finding to anybody else. This is exactly, if you found that in the field when you were arrow hunting, it would have been a good day. And that is textbook, distinct. Anybody who is in the know about, flint knapping, textbook. This, I've got a buddy who makes stuff. Just look at them all. This is arrowheads. Look at this. Okay. That's the God's honest truth. And so I'm going to take you over to McMurdo Station. I want you to brace yourself. And I'm going to keep this quick because what I'm showing you here is too much. Okay, but I'm going to go ahead and give you an inside scoop. This is a fraction of what I really would like to talk to you about. I'd like to just see you and visit with you. Obviously, you're somebody that I'm kind of indebted to, and I appreciate you. And there's a whole host of reasons I would like to talk to you outside of this, but you need to know this. And it would be fantastic if you could help break this into, the public being aware of it. And I've got to tell you, you're looking at history in the making. McMurdo Station was first established in December of 1955. There was a series of missions before that I have just uncovered the paperwork related to they predate what has been in the public domain. It's from the National Archives, and I do have some connections out there. And I wouldn't be surprised if you already knew something about this, but I want you to look at the two eye holes there. And you're thinking, what the fuck? Look, that's a giant. Okay, that's a giant. That's another giant. It's had its head bashed in with its eye right there where that little lake is. And this is how big they were. You can see another one right here, a young one, if you will. And I'm going to show you representations of these in megalithic stones at what was considered to be the world's oldest temple in Turkey called Göbekli Tepe. And I want you to take note of this, and then I'm going to leave it right there. Look at these megaliths inside a skull. Listen, have you ever heard of megalithic structures in Antarctica at all? No. Okay. This finding in and of itself is historical. Okay. I want you to know that. I'm not a novice at this stuff. I've been doing this a long time. I have had to maintain a cover on things that you would not even just believe. I've had a very long and distinguished career in the intelligence community, okay? This is inside of a skull, okay? Wow, look at that. That's what it is. You're thinking, is that really what it is? You can see the other parts of its body, its legs, everything. You can see the legs over here coming down. You see them. You can see them, okay? Believe what you see, because there's more to come. And what I want to show you is... let me jump in here, because let's look at Göbekli Tepe, okay? There it is. This is Turkey, okay? I want you to take note of this. You see those birds and that animal? These are extinct creatures on these glyphs. Certainly that one is also extinct. You see the same style that I just showed you of those tools? These are replicas of what this culture knew was there, including the animals, including the flint and the obsidian and the different tools and stuff that they had. They knew this. And so that's why they made these replicas, and they buried these structures after they built them and erected all of this. So, in hopes that somebody with the know-how would be able to find it in the future. It speaks of geological cataclysms and cyclical occurrences. That's a ring. That's probably a pinky ring for one of these fucking things. I mean, they're in all different shapes and sizes. And what we see is these giants that are, in a post-flood or in a flood-type scenario where the biggest ones are dwarfing the smaller ones, and the smaller ones will dwarf us. And they're hanging on for dear life all in one area, and we will see mounds and mounds and piles of bones. Hundreds, if not thousands, of these creatures. I'm not exaggerating. And there's animals, and there's so much stuff to take a look at. It's really overwhelming, and I understand that, and I hope it's not, rubbing you the wrong way or bothering you. This glyph right here, you see that? Look at that. You see that right there above the head? Look at that. The only glyph that we have at Göbekli Tepe that's elevated out of the ground like that, you're not going to believe this. And I'm giving you a pretty good dose of what I've been immersed in, what it's really about, and, kind of, we can figure out what it all means. I mean, it's too much. Trust me, I know. But you're sound-minded enough, and you're awake enough to say, what the fuck there's no way this could all be a coincidence. Look at that. Okay, you see that creature here? You're looking at that creature right over here on maps, and there he is. Oh shit! It took me back over here, but it popped me back down. But that's exactly what you're looking at here, and it's just astounding to think about that. It's just, oh my god! And think about this: that they've hidden this for so long. You're thinking, could it even be true? And you know what? It is true. And I've got to tell you, I'll give you the inside scoop. I have known people that have worked at McMurdo Station, and I didn't get this information from them. I actually worked on a documentary film with a girl whose dad was down there. And the way that these things work, we're in remote viewing circles and all this kind of other stuff. And so we have a pretty good, that's the same glyph. That is the glyph there. And so I'll give you another look. you saw those birds. You're not going to believe the birds. You have this animal, you have this animal. The birds are a big part of this, and you'll see them here. Okay, look at them. They have real short legs, and they're fat, and they're kind of, you see them? Okay, they've got that real distinct head. They're all over the. Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna give you the raw dog deal from the Defense Department. This is from the CIA and the Office of Naval Research, and I hope it's not too much for you. You know, I've had a long night. I'm trying to pay my fucking rent today. I'm at the hotel, and I've been so immersed in this. I can barely think about anything else. I'm happy to share it with somebody who's intelligent and, you know, is able to just comprehend what I'm saying. Take a look at this for me, and let me let you know that I don't know if you know what a torus is, a Torus. It's an energetic cycle that we've seen that kind of goes through a sphere in one and out the other, like at the poles. I don't know how to break it to you that there is one, but I want you to look at this image of Antarctica that was made by the Defense Department. This is an official document that I'm happy to furnish to you. You can see CIA right there. Okay. Look at Antarctica. Okay. You can see the bird right here in the middle with that square around the head. It comes down. You can see the big head, the legs. This is what I'm talking about. The bigger of the animals became the refuge of the smaller ones, and it's just a mound of bones, and these are so fucking big, you can't begin to imagine it. It's too much for our brains to comprehend, because it's just, we do see precedent for this in the Bible. We see it in lots of other places. We see it in Genesis 6. You know, there was giants in the earth those days, and as that story goes, the sons of God came down, angels came down from heaven, Mount Hermon. We have got the Book of Enoch, the Book of Giants, and look at this. This is fucking Philippines. Okay, I can pull that up on map. What the fuck? I've got a friend who's like a cryptid, you know, zoologist type, and she's just, you just can't even believe it. Look at this. Okay, this is an atoll island. Looks just like a person. It's too much for you, and so these findings are outside of the mainstream only because there's been so much indoctrination and misinformation. And this is the real raw, you know, what we know. And we're working on getting it out. And unfortunately, we've got this trigger point with Iran, Israel, other things, that the amount of energy technologies that are in Antarctica are something that I'm unable to describe to you because of this Taurus feature in here. Okay. It is something that could power the entire world. Tesla knew about it. And they sure do want to keep it fucking quiet, dear. And so there's also a big push to get this information out. Oh, you need to see this. Okay. Remember the bird? Look at the beak on that motherfucker. Look at it. That's McMurdo's station. Oh my God. Look at, you see what I'm telling you? This is not a joke. This is right in front of us. It's a real thing. And it's so big that we have to really step back. Why do we have this temple? First off, inside, why is there a megalithic stone structure in Antarctica that we've never heard about? What the fuck is this? Okay? And so it's a big deal. This is Turkey. Okay? Those animals, we've got those same animals fossilized. Look at the fucking head on that thing chopped off. And so I'm going to let you go, dear. There's so much more. Maybe I'll send you a little song to go with... I will. I'm going to send you a song with this. And I hope you enjoy it. It's great music. And I really appreciate your time, your, you know, astuteness, and your, you know, objectivity, because those things are really important for where I would like to be able to take you. And I'm really looking forward to the brunch. And, you know, I don't have some hidden agenda. I would love, though, for you to help me get in touch with the right people with this. And I kind of feel like it was a divine appointment. I've done radio. I've done this, that, and the other. And right now I'm dealing with a public that is so biased, that is so, they're not, you know, they have to see it on their goddamn TV for them to believe anything. And I've got to tell you, I don't watch TV. And so keep in mind, I was pulling this up on Maps. It's live. You're welcome to do that for yourself. You know, I'm already publicly registered as the one who's released this information on Google, on YouTube, on my profiles. It's stamped up. And so people want to argue about it. I'll take their asses to court, whatever. I've been in touch with the National Science Foundation. Mark Stanley, who's my mom's former boss, is the ambassador to Argentina. He's not on record with anything, but he's aware of the situation. I'm pretty sure he is anyway. I've gone overboard to make sure that he was. And, he's Jewish. He's down there in Argentina because of his ties to Israel. And that's, I don't have to tell you anything about politics as it relates to what's going on right now with Israel. And so all of this stuff is connected is what you need to know. And these are parts of the bigger picture. And this is kind of what the war, in essence, is really about, is this. And what's down here, okay? And the Taurus feature is something that I'm going to go ahead and show you something. And then I'm going to terminate the video here. And you're free to disseminate this information. Should something happen to me or whatever. This info is declassified or unclassified. There is a distinction there. I mean, one's downgraded and one's not. Where am I going with this? Oh, files. Let me see. Sorry about that there. I don't mean to bore you with this shit, but you need to see this, okay? Trust me, I've got documents that'll fucking rock your socks, lady. And all that, most of this stuff is committed to memory. But, stuff like this is a fascinating... oh, wait. No, that's not it. That's it. Traversable wormhole, stargates, and negative energy from the Defense Intelligence Agency. If you're not familiar with them, that's military intelligence for the Department of Defense. Let's see. I need to show you this, and I'll let you go. Good God Almighty. I have got so much shit in here. Oh, there we go. Okay. This list is previously really unreleased. I kind of have a habit of freshly releasing information. There's a retroactive way of declassification that has to do with artificial intelligence. That's a lot to get into. AI is a primary component to all these things too, and it's an underlying factor, but I don't want to get too much into that right now to confuse you. I don't want to muddy the waters. We were talking about the Taurus. Brace yourself, and this might be a little hard for you. And you got me at the fucking gas station, right? Listen, I've been a spy most of my life. Okay, that's the truth. And it was hell to get there, but where the fuck is this thing? Look here, okay? You can see the blackness out there. I don't know how to tell you what that is, but it's from an official document, and it's been the source of a massive cover-up. There's a massive energy source related to it, and I'm happy to furnish you this document so you can review it for yourself. And the methods of classification that use public key cryptography are something that I can familiarize yourself with. It's very interesting, and what it is, it's let me show you this. A keyhole talent clearance is something that they'll have a public key algorithm of information in the public domain embedded somewhere, and the only person who can open it is the person with the key, and so that's why they call it a keyhole clearance. I do retain keyhole clearances with several different agencies. One of them is the National Reconnaissance Office as it relates to satellite photography, and it's very interesting. And so we can talk about that later, and how music is used and secret compartmented information, all this. I'm cleared for this, and it's you might feel a little bit out of your league with this stuff, but I don't think so. I think that you're a brilliant. I've reviewed some of your work. You're more than qualified for what I need as it relates to this, and that's important. And we see movies want to take off with this and use it, but that's official. That was NRO, but they're NSA. They're several other agencies as well. And so I'm going to cut it right there. I hope you watch it. I hope that you're doing fantastic this morning, and give me some feedback. I very much appreciate that. And we're talking about some very serious things, and we're, excuse the pun, but that's just the tip of the iceberg, huh? Okay? Looking forward to brunch, dear. All right? Bye-bye.